So it's been a while since I posted any videos, but I had a super busy spring because I was offered an opportunity to sell my herbs in 4-inch pots mostly at a flower fest in nearby Eagle Rock. And so I was really busy starting some herb plants to sell and creating some lavender bouquets, and it was a really great experience. But I thought I would drop by and let you know how things are getting along here at my Witchy homestead. So over in this area where the rotting willow tree used to be, I've got a few more garden beds going, and I'm also trying to start growing a lot more of the English lavender. This one's called Lavender Spears, and it is a really great one for the whole fragrance and lavender oil type aroma. Some of the ones that they sell here where it's a lot warmer are not that good for these can be used in culinary dishes or products too. So the English lavender is one I really want to try to grow more of. I started a couple of tomatoes from seed, and this one seems to be getting along okay. I had to resort to using empty cat food cans and fill them with beer to keep the slugs and snails from devouring everything. So I don't know, some people that would bother them, especially if you're vegan like me, but well, this was something that I just decided I needed to do to help the plants along and keep them from being gobbled up as soon as I got them in the ground. So there are a lot of people that are trying to plant a lot of natives, and I like to do the same. And right here I have planted some native mugwort cuttings in 1-gallon pots, and I may try to sell these. So it's just a California version of mugwort, and this can be used in much of the same way that the common mugwort, Artemisia vulgaris, is used. And it's really great for drying, and you can use it in smoke bundles during meditation. Right over here to the side, I've got some wormwood growing. They seem to like it in a little bit of shade here. So staying close to nature is one way that you can develop your spirituality if you are on a pagan path, because it's all about the earth and how we use those earth energies. So getting outside and connecting with nature every day is really important, even if it's only for like 15 minutes. I mean, my dogs love to come down and visit the garden. They're normally kept up in another yard up at the top of the hill, but they just love coming down here, and it's a natural thing. It's natural for humans to connect with nature. And if you're sitting in an office in a cubicle all day long, then you are being starved of that energy that we get when we're out in nature. You can call it earthing, getting out and getting your hands in the soil, or even if you just have like a little outside area outside of an apartment where you live. I mean, getting outside, going for a walk, even going to a park is important. And if it's allowed, you can pick up stones or pine cones, interesting leaves and twigs. Take them back to your home with you. Take a little bit of that energy back with you. So the elementals are here, and of course we have air, earth, fire, and water. and ether, which is that spirit element. But so if you're getting out where there's a lot of soil and plant life, then you're connecting with that earth element. I've been feeding the birds lately, and I feel like that really is helping me to connect with the air. You could even create some little flags and little wind socks that will blow in the wind, and wind chimes are another great way to connect with the air element. Water, of course, we want to put out those bird baths, and even a pond would be great. I'm still thinking about making a pond here. We do have a pool, so I guess that counts. But ponds, I just love ponds, and it really can connect you with that water element. Meditating by these areas is a great way to connect with the spirit of that element. And then, of course, fire. You've got sometimes candles with supervision. Even the electric lights that flicker and look like it's still that same kind of warm fire energy. So if you want to be safe, you want to get out there and connect with that fire element, sitting around a fire pit. Incense is the air and the fire, and oftentimes some of the earth that you've incorporated into the incense. And that's another great way to connect with those elements. There is one part of our property still that has a lot of trees, and it's very shaded. And I just call this the woods because that's how it seems. I keep meaning to develop it a little bit more, but this year we have had an awful lot of tree frogs, and at nighttime they croak and croak, and they're still, here it is almost June, and they started in early springtime just croaking and croaking at nighttime. We even had one that wanted to come in the house. I guess it was attracted to the light, and so I figured that they hang out here. I found them down in the garden here too, in some of the more weedier areas. And so I'm thinking that that frog is giving me a message. And you can get messages from animals that appear to you. Look them up and see what they're all about. The tree frogs are liminal creatures because all of those frogs and toads, they all start life in water and end up living on land, and these ones especially up in the trees. So to me, that is kind of like with all this croaking and being up high in the trees like that. And I'm afraid I can't show you one in a tree. They're very, very elusive. They're hard to find, but you sure can hear them at night. So again, that's making me think that the air element is asking me to connect with it, especially since it's a liminal creature. It's spirit, air, communication, really important. So here is a video in the upper yard about these froggies croaking away. So it's super important to follow their lead. The dogs and the cats, if their cats can go outside, ours can't here. To just follow their lead and spend time connecting to nature. Because if you're on a pagan path, that's quite a bit about what we're supposed to be doing here. Getting out there. Daisy. And connecting with Mother Nature, right, Tace? Yeah. Okay. Till next time. Blessed be.